My name is Rebecca Dengrove. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Brewla Bars. My brother Daniel and I started this business back in 2010, and we got into retail in August of 2012. Brewla Bars are all natural specialty ice pops. They're 70 calories or less, and the whole idea is they're brewed and boosted with benefits. So we have 5 flavors that are sold in retail right now. Each one starts with a brewed base, so we have 3 that are tea-based: cherry pomegranate red tea, peach ginger white tea, and raspberry green tea. We do a sweetened espresso, and we work with a local roaster in upstate New York called Irving Farms. And then we do a craft brewed root beer float, and we brew our own root beer, and we use hormone-free whole milk, and then each one has a unique boost. So we have a special right now that's the Hops Pop, and we have a loan through a program that Sam Adams is a part of called Brewing the American Dream. So their team sent us some of the hops that they use in one of their beers. We brewed the hops the way we brew the espresso. It's a cold brew, and we created this Hops Pop. It's blended with apple puree, lemon juice, and peach juice, and it sort of tastes like the flavor of summer. In 2011, I started to play a lot with flavor. We started to do some that had like a creamsicle, so different center fillings. So we did one that was a ginger mint concept with green tea. So the outside pop was like a mint green tea, and the inside was like a ginger cream, almost like a ginger vanilla ice cream filling. So it was a play on the creamsicle. We did one that was drizzled in dark chocolate, and just I was still making all of the pops at that time, so I had the opportunity to start to be really creative with things. And I think just because we had a lot of customers come back from 2010 that continued to follow us into 2011 and 2012, there was a nice opportunity to play with new ideas and give them different offerings. I think everybody's really busy and they expect a lot from their food. And so part of the reason we've created these with functional ingredients is, like, you look at what Jamba Juice does with their boosts, and you look at Vitamin Water and their boosts. And so I think people have sort of accepted that food can do more, and so we're creating another platform where it can. Our espresso has caffeine, so it's a really good energy pick-me-up. The raspberry green tea is sort of, we call it the remedy, so we think of it as like a hangover helper, but it's got the green tea antioxidants and the caffeine. The cherry pomegranate red tea has the immunity boost, so I think that one actually, part of the reason that one's our most popular flavor is because it becomes so universal. So it doesn't have caffeine, it's good for kids, it's good for elderly people it's very flavorful, so it offers a lot of flavor impact. And then pomegranate is just such a big trend, and there's so many health benefits associated with it. And then the rooibos tea has also very good health benefits associated with it. And then on top of all those perceptions and benefits already packed in there, we add the boost, which is 10% of all your B vitamins, 10% zinc, and 100% vitamin C. So the whole package, it just feels really wholesome. You can really get behind it. I think one of the functional ingredients is more of a hydration blend. So playing to, the people that are grabbing Gatorade or Powerade and getting the magnesium, the potassium, the sodium, that balance of ions. And that's why they're reaching for coconut water now as well, is complementing that from the beverage side and putting that into an ice pop play. I think beverage, and both from beverage in general, including alcoholic spirits, just drives flavor and innovation so much. So I'm always looking to that category. They can innovate really fast in that platform, and so it's good to see what they're doing and the flavors that they're using. There's so much development in coconut water and the use of coconut water right now, and people blending coconut water into different coffee beverages and energy drinks, and so there's something to coconut water that people are really latching onto, and I don't know if it's a hydration aspect and the potassium that's in there, or if it's the flavor or just the perception of wellness tied to it. We're really grounded in this idea of being brewed, and I don't think we'll ever leave that. So even though we're expanding outside of tea, everything we tap into is still brewed. So the coffee, the hops, the root beer, there's always going to be a component that's sort of like our foundation, and that's how I formulate each flavor first, by figuring out what my brewed base is going to be and build off of that. And if that doesn't taste good, then I start over. I think part of the intensity of our flavor starts with, because we have this foundation of the brewed element. And so we let the flavors infuse into the water and create the base, and then build off of that. And that's really all it is. I mean, like if you take like a cheesecloth and you wrap different spices and herbs into it, and you infuse that into water and add sugar, you've created a brew in essence. And that's really sort of our approach to the root beer. And with the espresso, it's very straightforward. I mean, you take your espresso, and with the tea as well, you're taking the tea and you're letting the flavor soak into the water. I think we're still trying to figure that out. In terms of Facebook likes, our clientele is definitely who we've targeted. Our target is really sort of 25 to 35. So we've been very focused in who we're trying to tap into, but the appeal has been very broad. We feel like you've got lots of good options for moms and dieters, and then you've got lots of options for kids. And so somewhere for that space in between is what's missing, and that's what we're going after. I think our design on our packaging really speaks to that. And then our flavors are a little bit more sophisticated. And even the two offerings that have caffeine, I think, play to that. One of our prizes for our Kickstarter was, if you donated $1,000, you got a bar named after you, and sort of a flavor made in your honor. Yeah, exactly. So one of the guys that I used to work with, so he wasn't family, so I gave him a 2-for-1 deal. He has 2 daughters, and I did a flavor for each of his daughters. So his daughter Rachel got a play on an Arnold Palmer, so it was like a raspberry lemonade black tea. And that one was really cool. And then his other daughter, Kelly, so I was sort of inspired by the idea of like Kelly Green. So I did a tropical mango green tea. Taste always wins out. I mean, and that's something I've learned from when I was in grad school, was if it doesn't taste good, nobody's coming back to buy it again, no matter how good for you it is. So taste is king. And as people, like when I do the demos, some people want to taste them all, and I let them. I mean, that's exactly what I'm there for. I want to make sure that when people buy our product, that they're picking the flavor that's right for them. And that's why we offer 5 flavors too, because not everybody is going to like everything we offer. But some people find, like I had one guy recently who told me he's become addicted to the root beer, and he started buying the peach, and now he's falling for that one too. So, I think people usually have like 2 flavors that they alternate between that they really like. But yeah, taste, number 1.